Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing as always. And it's me, Joe, as always. And today I want to talk about Joker 2. And I wasn't even planning on doing like a review of this movie or just talking about it, because I am so disappointed by this movie. It's one of the worst things I've seen this year so far. And I was so excited to see Joker 2. Like, the first movie, I really loved the first Joker. And after 5 years of waiting, we get this. And, I always try to be positive. I am sort of trying to avoid negativity as much as possible on this channel, but I just can't with this one. Because this movie is genuinely awful. It does things that are just, you know what? I'll get straight to talking about spoilers, okay? Because I just can't. All right. So this movie is about Arthur being in the Arkham hospital, asylum, whatever. And then it's basically a courtroom drama with Arthur being on a trial for the murders he committed in the first movie. And that's pretty much it. And there are some musical numbers with him and Lady Gaga's not Harley. Yeah, just Lee Quinzel. Yeah, alright, so I just want to get the positives first. I just want to talk about the positives first, and then I'll talk about all the bad stuff in this movie. So, alright, good things. The movie looks very beautiful. I saw it in IMAX. Again, I was so excited to see this movie. Saw it in IMAX. And the movie is shot gorgeously. The cinematography is just amazing. The movie looks awesome, right? Okay, also the acting of Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga is amazing. I think that Joaquin Phoenix does as good of a job as he did in the first Joker, and Lady Gaga is genuinely pretty good in the movie, although she's completely wasted. She's in the movie for like 30 minutes, and the runtime of this movie is long. It's almost 2.5 hours, and it's just very long. Or it just feels long, It's just really dragging. This movie is really boring, to be honest. Like, it's about Arthur being locked up and then him being in court, and it's just it's just so not interesting. Arthur never goes full Joker in a movie. I was sort of expecting from a sequel to this movie that it's gonna pick up and Arthur is gonna be the Joker, and that we'll get to see that side of him, but it's pretty much the exact opposite. Like, there's almost like no Joker in here whatsoever. It's just mainly Arthur. Say whatever you want about the first movie. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you love it, whatever. But at least that movie is really well paced. The first act is about Arthur. Second act is about his transformation into the Joker. And then the third act is just him being the Joker and loving it. And the movie worked really well, extremely well. Again, I am a big fan of that first movie. This second movie, it's just sort of nothing, He's mostly Arthur. Sometimes he's the Joker, but like, there's almost no Joker in this movie. And the ending. I want to talk about the ending. By the way, the musical numbers, I'm a big fan of musical. And when it got announced that this is gonna be a musical, I was like, okay, I'm very interested because I love musicals, But this is not a great musical either. It's, like, the musical numbers are there, but it almost feels like that Todd Philips was, like, afraid to go all in, So like, you'll get musical numbers, you'll get both Joker and Lee Quinzel singing. It's great, but it's like whatever at the same time. Yeah, and then the ending, right? Joker dies, right? Like, okay, alright, whatever, Joker dies, I don't mind that whatsoever. I would be fine with it, right? Like, he goes back to Arkham, and then he gets stabbed by like some random inmate, and then the inmate like puts on a big smile and Arthur bleeds out. But the implication of that ending is what I have like big issues with, and it's sort of what also destroys the first Joker completely, right? And it's the fact that Arthur actually wasn't the Joker whatsoever. And this also got confirmed today by the director himself, Todd Phillips, when he talked about the movie, and um, he was like, yeah, no, like Arthur never was the Joker. Like this guy, this random guy that appeared at the end is that the actual Joker. And it's like, what? Like, this is the most bullshit thing ever. Like, when the first movie came out, the most shitty theory that I read was that Arthur isn't the Joker, you know, that it's just some guy. And I love Todd Phillips for saying, like, oh, it wasn't the Joker, it was just Joker, the title of the first movie. He was never the Joker. I can't. I laughed. This is so bad. This is so awful, right? And then the implication of it, like, and how it plays out. It's like, ooh, when that ending happened, I was just sitting there laughing like Arthur, like, ha ha ha. It was like, what is this? And again, I was just so disappointed by this movie, man. It's weird waiting for a sequel for 5 years, and then the sequel is just the worst thing ever. You know, now I won't say that the movie is just absolutely awful. However, it's like, you know, it's really bad, right? Like there are some redeeming qualities. It has great score to it, some good musical numbers. It's gorgeously shot. I mean, the movie was also really expensive. The budget was like $200 million, so it better look good. But it at least does, you know. But like everything else about this movie is just really, really awful, you know. And so yeah, like I don't know. I'm just very very disappointed by this movie. And the ending, again, the fact that the director himself confirmed this awful theory that so many people hated when the first movie came out, and that's, you know, it's not Joker. It's not the Joker. It's just some guy. So he completely even destroys the first movie. Wow, what an achievement, Todd Phillips. You've really outdone yourself here. Anyway, maybe if you like the movie, that's completely fine, and I get it. But like, I hated it. If I'm being honest, there are some great things about it, but like overall, yeah, it's awful. Yeah, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm sorry.